車は愛だ。スカジーと最初に呼んだのは誰だ。スカイラインの走りにスーパーシルエットを見たのだろうか。シャープな走りに磨きをかけて最新型スカイライン登場。
Oh, did you notice, by the way, that was Paul Newman endorsing the R30 Skyline. Of course, you're listening to the Automotive ADHD show. I'm your host, Matt West, and I just got back from a week and a half in Japan, and I saw a lot of Skylines, by the way. Not R30s. They're a little rarer over there, it seems, but I saw R32s, plenty of R32s. R33s, I didn't run into any R34s, however, but I do know they are out there. But this is interesting. So Paul Newman, of course, is a well-known actor, and he starred in many, many, many movies from the 1950s all the way, for decades of films through the 80s, the 90s, into the early 2000s. He even had a cameo in the Cars movie, by the way. But he was also an acclaimed racing driver. Actor, racing driver. Where have we seen that before? Keanu Reeves, maybe? We've seen that there. Of course, having a successful acting career probably affords you the luxury of just deciding to be a professional race car driver, which, as I understand, is not cheap. That's very not cheap. But anyway, I think what's cool about that, and again, just a little bit of history there, with that's the R30 Skyline. Now, you may know the phrase GTR. You know, we have in the United States right now the R35 GTR. They dropped the Skyline moniker from that, and for a long time, the GTR was the top trim version, essentially, of the Skyline. And you may have caught up on that as well with my interview with Tommy Bristol from the other week. He had his R32 rare imported Skyline stolen. Now you might say, R32s aren't rare anymore. Yeah, we see them a lot now here in the States. A lot of people have brought them over. But when he imported his, it was one of the earlier ones to be brought into the States, and it was the Skyline GTR. And the Skyline, when you drop the GTR moniker, you go down in the trim levels, is a sporty sedan, but it's just an average sedan, essentially, over in Japan. And they've had various generations of these cars. The R30, the one Paul Newman was endorsing specifically, was the R30 Skyline. It debuted in 1981, and by 1981, that was already the 6th generation Skyline. Now, at this time, there was no GTR moniker. They had various other ones. The top tier one basically was the GTES Turbo, and you could even get a Paul Newman special edition, which included different signature decals of his signature, embroidered interior, nice trim, stuff like that. But it's basically the GTES Skyline. But I find it fascinating, his endorsement specifically for the Japanese television commercials. There were a number of them, and in all of the ones he's in, he goes, Skyline, it's terrific. That's it. That's literally it. That's all he says. It's terrific. It's crazy to me because, if I got paid millions of dollars to endorse a product, I don't even care what the product is. It doesn't even have to be a car. And my only job is just to look at the camera and say, it's terrific. I wouldn't be doing this show. I wouldn't be doing this show. I wouldn't be doing anything. I'd just be doing that all the time, and that would be easy and fun. But anyway, so a fun bit of history trivia for you right there. That Paul Newman endorsed the R30 Skyline, and on Japanese television, we never saw it here in the States. We never got that car here in the States, but Paul Newman did keep his own R30 Skyline, by the way. He had one, and he liked it a lot. So anyway, there you go. That's the sort of history, completely unrelated to anything else on the show that you get here on the Automotive ADHD show.